What's up, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Flock of Seagulls, and we're going back to the 1983 album, The Story of a Young Heart. And the next tune is Over My Head. As a phrase, typically it relates to a conversation and an idea or an understanding that simply is beyond the comprehension of the person in question. Now, that could be because of a lack of expertise or a lack of education in that particular subject, or it could be indicating that the person who's saying that thinks that it's ridiculous, like, well, it's over my head, whatever logic you're using is not one I'm familiar with. So I feel like it could come about in different ways conversationally, but let's see what Flock of Seagulls had to say about it. This is Over My Head by Flock of Seagulls from their 1983 album, The Story of a Young Heart. I like that music. That may have been the edgiest I've ever heard them right there. What a cool tune. What a lovely ambient end to the track, which sounds like it may even bleed into the next one. But yeah, I enjoyed that. First of all, I failed to consider a couple renderings of the phrase, a roof over my head, or the waves came crashing over my head. Like, there are other possibilities that I wasn't really thinking about in advance. I was thinking about the idea of information or perspective being over your head, whether sincerely or, again, sort of dismissively. But yeah, I'm still not sure exactly the understanding having heard the song. But it was almost, someone mentioned that after this album, the next album, it goes into a quasi like dance territory a bit, and it changes their sound. And while maybe they were looking to explore new space, from what I gather, a lot of people who had enjoyed their first few albums weren't as keen on that one. But it's interesting because when I hear that here, the function of the chorus, it was rhythmic and cyclical, not unlike a dance track. It was the same like sounds kept coming back, and that vocal became almost less like a vocal itself and more like a melodic layer to the rhythm. So yeah, it feels like that's a tune that maybe suggests where they're heading given what people have said. But I really did enjoy it. It was a very catchy tune. It had like a buoyant quality, and again, it felt like cyclical, like waves crashing over repeatedly. Though again, I don't know if that's relevant whatsoever. So we'll have to listen to it again. I imagine some people will have insights. But yeah, a cool tune, and admittedly, I didn't expect when I started to go through the material that every song would sound like a number of the songs did on the first album, including I Ran. But it is interesting to hear the evolution of a group as you go through multiple albums. So either way, enjoying this album as well as Listen and the self-titled one. So let me know what you think either about this tune individually, their progression over time. A couple people have commented on that already, but yeah, ultimately I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of this and the final album, even though, again, I understand it's not everybody's cup of tea. So do let me know what you think. The Sleeping Luca and I will see you next time. Peace.